All right, part 9. Here we go.
To 30 minutes. Or brain. All you need to do is lie down, close your eyes, and relax for 25 to 30 minutes. Just to give your mind a psychological break from all the thoughts. Now it's time for our next meal. This little can weighs 115 grams, and we've got 6 of them. Well, that's almost 700 grams.
And you saw it said 7 cans. 7 cans.
Proteins, 21 grams, fats and carbs, 6 grams each. And also 162 calories. Multiply 162 by 7, and that's 1,120 calories for this meal. Alright guys, it's time for our second workout. Today we're hitting the forearms. All we'll need is a 25 kilogram dumbbell with an oval grip. All we'll need is a 25 kilogram dumbbell with an oval grip.
Always gives Texans more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with.
I did say he had arms like an arm wrestler, and he was certainly working on the. I say he had hands and forearms like an arm wrestler, and he was doing that arm wrestling stuff with that wide grip. Arm wrestlers do that. I wonder if he does arm wrestling or something, or maybe he works on his grips because pull-ups and dips are an important part of his workout routine. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
After the forearm workout, I'm finishing the rest of the cheesecake. And that's 1,100 grams.
Yeah, it's interesting to me. Like, he goes through his affliction, his workout or whatever, and he goes to that dairy and sugar. It's a carb backloading type of principle. Workout heavy, deplete the body of the glycogen or whatever. I'm not getting all technical here, but say 1,500 reps. That's serious business. And I guarantee you, this meal he's eating, this cheesecake, is going to his forearms. And it's going to create a hormonal effect, like a steroidal effect. That's what I mean. It's crazy. He got the sugar plus his dairy. Man. He got me thinking about cheesecake, man. Like seriously, to grow taller. Yeah. Because I talked about doing carb backloading in the book, and that might be something that I try. I've always kind of like had a dream to like really do that in earnest. Apply carb backloading to my Grotar routine. And just seeing him eat this cheesecake, I'm like, oh, that's the perfect dessert. Something, dairy, some dairy dessert, whether it's cheesecake, milkshake, because there are. I remember in my, there are some people who they gotta have dessert every day. I like to have dessert every day. I do. But I don't have to. There are times when I don't have dessert, but I have good memories about having dessert every day because I've been a overweight kid, overweight person ever since I was 8, and so there are a lot of no messaging when it comes to food. No, you can't do this, you can't do that. But then in my early 20s, I learned about a way to lose weight by having dessert every day. Not knowing it at the time, but it was similar to carb backloading in a way. Basically, desserts were reserved for a certain time. I'm not going to get into all the detail, but my point is, physical improvements can occur while having dessert every day. And my go-to dessert at the time was Snickers bars. I love those. It was terrible. I mean, there's a lot I didn't know, but I love Snicker bars, and I remember I was losing a lot of weight at the time, and I remember the lowest I got at that time was like 226, which I had more weight to lose, but it was a good weight for me though. At the time, it worked. It worked. But yeah, it's great though when you have more knowledge. And I'm just looking at that cheesecake and I'm like, that's how to do it, because I remember when I was growing in my 30s. And for dessert, I would probably have like a cookie. I would get spelt chocolate chunk cookies at Whole Foods. Another dessert that I would have would be celebrity cupcakes in Houston. They use better ingredients for their cupcakes, and I noticed my body had a good response to their cupcakes, and that's what I would do. And it's like, now that I'm wiser now in terms of this stuff, man, my dessert need to be dairy. And so what I should do is look into all the different types of dairy desserts. And if I do the carb backloading stuff to enhance my gains, because there's so much you can do to enhance growth inclination, and for our purposes, vertical growth inclination. And I'm like, I'm thinking of a way to do carb backloading with some sort of dairy dessert. man. And here's a good idea for a dairy dessert, by the way. This is, I learned it. I went to a Brazilian steakhouse, and they had these grilled cheese. No bread. No bread was on it. But it was like cheese that had been on a grill. And it was real hot. And then they would pour honey on it. And then you could get pineapple slices and put it on there. And it was great. It was like cheesecake. And it was a certain type of cheese. It was white. And so I would probably put white cheese for my dessert. If I did carb backloading to get taller, I would do all the height stuff that I'm supposed to do. And then when it came time for me to eat my sweet stuff to give me that steroidal effect, what I would probably do is have that cheese with pineapple, and I probably wouldn't even need honey. I probably wouldn't even need honey, with just cheese and pineapple. And they have raw cheese at a store that I in my area. They have this raw cheese, and it's 8 ounces of it. And when it comes to the calcium in that cheese, it's like 160% of the recommended daily value. Not 160 milligrams of calcium, no, 160%. So that's probably around 1,800 milligrams of calcium, y'all. And in terms of protein, I think it was like 50-something grams of protein. 52 or 56. Yeah, I think it was 56 grams of protein, probably around 1,800 grams of calcium. 1,800 milligrams of calcium. Yeah, y'all. I wasn't doing dairy desserts back in the day. And so, like, it's moments like this. I've had similar moments when it comes to other potential protocols that makes me think, all things being equal, I could outdo what I did in the past. But right now, circumstances are different. Plus, I'm older. So I gotta be humble about it. Gotta be humble. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm keeping it real. This really gave me an idea. I've thought about grow tall desserts in the past, but I don't think my thoughts have ever been this lucid about having dairy desserts as part of carb backloading for the purpose of height increases. I don't remember my thoughts ever being this lucid about this. All right.
And after that, I'm finishing the nut cake.
He said he's taking a short walk in the forest. I would pretty much do that. There's a park that I would walk all the time, and a lot of trees. Yep. And I would usually walk a minimum of 3 miles. Yeah. And what I would like to, I wouldn't do it all the time, but ideally, I would kind of stretch out my legs first. I would do some leg stretches and take a calcium supplement. And within 30 minutes to an hour of taking that calcium supplement, I would be walking. And so it was my idea to create vertical inclination in my legs first, whether it's vertical inclination or just simply have my leg more stretched out, because I read a study saying if you do stretches, it's like the muscle is actually stretched out for so long, so many hours or days after you do a stretching routine. And so in my mind, there was a relationship with muscles and bones. That's why they call it the musculoskeletal system. And so it was my thought that if the muscles are longer, the bones are also inclined to be longer. Those are my thoughts. So I would do stretches and take a calcium supplement and then go for a walk. That was my thing.
For something to let it go to waste, with everything at stake. I thought I would take it all back.
In a metaphorical sense, homeboy decompressing. He decompressing. That's what it looked like. He decompressing.
I just wanna make this thing last, but we're running out of time. We were doing alright, holding on but losing the fight. Could we run away? I know if we just keep running, closing off all the world with the light coming.
Them pets might help him to decompress. Just saying.
For a snack, a cutlet with cheese, and after that, sandwiches with ham and cheese. What on будет следующий кадр? Grams of carbs per 100 milliliters of juice. The mug's 250 milliliters.
I gotta see what kind of juice that was. It looked like a bone. It looked like a bone broth container, but
Sandwiches.
I don't think it was bone broth.
With ham and cheese.
But I gotta know for sure.
Вот он будет следующий кадр.
I don't know what it is, man.
12 grams of carbs per 100 milliliters of juice. The mug's 250 milliliters. And by the end of the evening, the whole carton's gonna be gone. And we're wrapping up today with 500 grams of cottage cheese and 100 grams of jam.
Good grief. I'm seeing some Ronnie Coleman numbers in terms of that protein. But the carbs are crazy, man. Dang. But he earned it. Look at that caloric intake, man. Wow. But you know what though? It looks balanced. The amount may be high, but it looks kind of balanced though. And he got a purpose, and he's going for that purpose. But yeah, Ronnie Coleman said 600 grams of protein a day. And that's what this guy doing. And yeah, he's bulking. Man, that's a lot of stuff. But he working for it, and he's turning it into muscle. And I'm not encouraging numbers like this for vertical bodybuilding, because that is different. That is quite different. But yeah, it was one takeaway that we can get from this is that he's taking in a lot of protein. I would imagine his body with food like this, he probably has plenty to gain him some inches in height. Yeah.
Let's go, boys.
All right, that was great. So thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best. GrowTallFast.com. Go there, get the book, Grow Tall Fast, The Butterfly Way. And you'll be kept up to date if I do any edits on the book, or if I have any other type of help I'm making available. I'll be able to inform you of that. All the best, folks. It's been great, and I wish this man the best, Andrey. I need to look at his name to say it right. Oh yeah, Andrey Smaev. Yes, I certainly wish him the best. Very inspirational video. Yeah, he actually reminds me of somebody I know. Yes, indeed.